Hi everyone, I'm Jemaku Brimstone and welcome to the review of theMindsweep, the fourth album by the band Enter Shikari. Today we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the record, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. My story with this band is quite simple. I've stumbled upon their music back in January 2012, just when they've released their previous album, A Flash Flood of Color. That one was fantastic, I loved that record from beginning to the end. It started my entire love for this band, and I've been their fan ever since. The Mindsweep was very anticipated by me. I was just waiting for this record back in 2014, reading the interviews, finding out that they've wrote 50 songs for the record and then recorded 20, and on the album we have 12 if we don't count the 4 bonus songs, so that's 16. So we still have 4 songs or more that we've never heard of, and it annoys me because I want to hear the B-sides. The lineup of this band is always the same since their inception, so we've got Ru on the vocals, keys, piano, electronics, trumpet, lyrics, guitars, all of that stuff. And we've got Rory on the guitars and backing vocals, Chris on the bass, co-vocals, keyboard, and Rab on the drums, percussion, vocals. So every band member contributes to the music and to the vocal performance as well. The production is tight, it's clean but heavy, no notes or no clipping, just the way I like it. It was done by the band themselves and done well. They've done a fantastic job here. I love the clarity and the intensity of the music, how everything sounds so clear, but it still has punch and weight to it. Yeah, this is one of the best productions I've ever heard. Every single song slaps, no matter if you're listening in the car or on speakers or on headphones. It's all mixed perfectly. Message is diverse. This is a concept record about our society and humanity in general. Every song is about a different topic. I'm going to talk about this more when I'm focusing on individual tracks. But overall, the main themes here are humanity, society, negative stuff like greed, capitalism, corruption, racism, but also positive stuff like fighting for a better tomorrow, shit like that. Structure is between basic and advanced. Basic, is standard intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro, but some of the songs break away from that. We get more segments in between, so yeah, an intro, verse, then pre-chorus, chorus, post-chorus, a change, then verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus, post-chorus, then a breakdown or another change, then the bridge, and then the outro or the chorus comes back. It depends on the song. When it comes to the musicianship, let's start with the drummer. He's fantastic. I love his groove, his style, the precision of his playing. He's an integral piece of this band. I just love, everything he does. He sounds fantastic on this record. The snare sound, the cymbals, the crashes, all of that. It's great. We also have some programmed drums here, some effects like that, puts. It's all fun. Next, the bass work. The bass is audible. It sometimes follows the guitars and sometimes the bassist goes off on his own. I just love that. He also provides a lot of clean singing on this record. I just love his voice. Whenever he sings in Myopia or other tracks like The Last Garrison sometimes. Next, the guitar work. I love the guitars on this record. The crunchy, crispy guitar riffs mixed with those more melodic ones, more laid back in the background. This is the first Enter Shikari release when I've found out that the guitars aren't that important. They're still the centerpiece of the music for the most part, like in the tracks Myopia, The One True Color, The Bank of England, There's a Price on Your Head. But in other songs like Dear Future Historians, Never Let Go of the Microscope, there isn't that much guitar work. It's still present, it's not like it's completely faded out, but the next album after this one is not going to be great guitar-wise, and this one here, it still retains that heavy edge that characterized their music back in the past. So yeah, I love every single guitar riff, especially the more genty stuff on the first song, the cool guitar riffs on Slipshod, and There's a Price on Your Head also has a fantastic guitar work. Last but not least, let's talk about the vocalist, who does some keyboards and electronic elements here, and all of that stuff, it's perfect. All of that stuff is like the essence of Enter Shikari to me. When it comes to Rue's vocals, I love his singing, shouting, yelling, screaming, growling, all of that stuff. He's just perfect at what he does. I especially enjoy the more heavier vocals, screaming, growling, all of that stuff. But the singing is also fantastic, and there's so much variety in it. Like, he does so many different styles of vocals, like on Torn Apart, then on Myopia. Also, the other dudes are also very talented. Like, we've got Chris doing the beautiful singing on Myopia. The guitarist does the screams also on Myopia and Slipshod, all of that stuff. And you can easily figure out who sings which part because they have different voices, but they're so unique, and I just wish that they would focus more on that variety, because on the newer releases there isn't that much of it vocally, I wish more members would do the vocals still like they do on this record and the previous ones. Now let's talk about the music style of this record. It's all over the place. It's very hard to pinpoint what Enter Shikari is actually playing. To me, it's like a rock band that also does some metal music, electronic music, progressive rock, all of that stuff just combined into one. Alternative metal, all of that stuff just put in. Also some post-hardcore, not that much. It's experimental to me because it takes from so many different aspects of music and makes it their own. There's also some pop stuff here as well. Not as much as on the next record, but it's still present. And it fits. Now let's move on to the individual tracks. The album opens up with The Appeal and the Mindsweep Part 1. Well, this is one of my all-time favorite songs from this band, because usually Enter Shikari opens up the record with a very bombastic and like a call to arms, so to speak, track, that pumps you up with energy, like you feel like you have to change the world basically. And that's what happens here. I love the previous record, which had System and Meltdown at the beginning. Those two songs just worked perfectly in sync. And here, this one, I feel like this one might be even better in some ways. I just love the build up. This is an appeal to the world. They just talk about the world and that we should change it for the better. And it's here where they basically talk about the main character of this record, the Minesweeper. He's a negative character here. You're basically trying to be a person that is open to new ideas, to just the entire universe, and the Minesweeper is like a negative character that wants you to fall in line. He's like from that George Orwell's book 1984, just wake up every day, go to work for the rich assholes, do not question anything, we're going to tell you what to think. And the Minesweeper basically gets lost in other people's thoughts, and it's his journey throughout the emotions of humanity and all of that stuff. So I guess that's the main theme for this record. And I do enjoy this track because it's very empowering. I love all of the different vibes it has, from the more positive sound at the beginning, and then the breakdown happens with the I am the Minesweeper, focus on me. I love the genty part with the wow on the guitar. It's so heavy, it's so fun to listen to. Then we get the more melodic bridge section with beautiful vocals. After that, some half screams, I would say, you have no idea what you've gotten yourself into, all of that stuff, and the blech sound. I just love this song so much. Every single section here means something, and it's one of a kind. It stays in your head, and it's a perfect beginning to an album. Like, it works so well, same as on the previous two records. Enter Shikari knows how to start a release. 11 out of 10. The One True Color, this one is against religions, how they basically narrow your point of view. It also makes fun of that fact that there are so many religions and every single religion is like, I am right, this is the only religion, every other one is fake, all of that stuff. So yeah, I don't want to talk about this because it's going to piss some people off, but I do enjoy this song musically and vocally. The lyrics are great because I agree with them, so I do enjoy them. Musically, this one sounds like the first record. It has that vibe to it, a lot of electronic elements on the keyboards, the guitar riffs are fun. Yeah, it sounds odd but great in its own way. It's not my favorite song on this album. I think that most of the record is much more fun than this one, but I do love the message behind it and the structure, which is quite adventurous. I love the bridge, the verses. It's fun, just a great track, nothing more, nothing less. 8 out of 10. The third song, which I cannot even pronounce today because I'm dead inside, sorry for that. This one was a single with a music video. I cannot remember if it was the first single or the second one, because The Last Garrison was also a single with a music video. I do remember that when I've watched the music video I was like, yeah, that's all true. This song is basically about healthcare and how in the UK it's slowly getting privatized, or however you call that, you know, when it stops becoming public. Everyone should have access to healthcare, no matter if they are poor or not. This is what United States do not understand. They're like, what? Free healthcare? So, yeah, a fun fact for you guys. I live in a country where there is free healthcare. And if it wasn't here, I wouldn't be here right now because I would be dead. The amount of surgeries and operations I had. When I was born, I had to have a life-saving surgery because something was wrong. If I was born in the US, I would have a bill of that, you know, like, I don't know, $50,000 or whatever. My family was poor at the time. They would not pay off that. So yeah, I would be dead, and that's only one operation. I had like 6 or I don't know, so many health issues. This is a very serious track. I love its vibe because it sounds like something The Prodigy would record musically. Anesthetics, don't run down, I believe in this, there. I love the vocals, the screaming, the chorus, you fucking spire, you pay the price. I love the changes in the vocals, the verses, and paid for, on the promise, shot it. Then the guitarist comes up with his own lines, just so Great Britain's for not to pay, we won't participate in that game, cause we don't know what's beating in your chest, something like that. I don't remember the exact lyrics. This one is a fantastic song, very serious. Love the breakdown at the end. You saw us off, step the fuck back, blech. Love that stuff. It's so much fun, but also it's about a serious problem, so you're not sure if you want to just go into the mosh pit or cry because the world is shit. So yeah, 11 out of 10. The Last Garrison. This one, when it came out, I wasn't happy with it because it sounded too poppy, but then the more I listened through it, I was more and more happier. And like, it's been 10 years and it's one of my favorite Enter Shikari songs. I just love the beginning. Can you hear the war cry? The epinephrine. Welcome to the surface. I can feel my legs. Mary more, give Mary more, give Mary more. Lights out. This is the every of all. It ain't over yet. Hands up and thank fuck you're still alive. Still blood in my veins. We're part of the last garrison. Sorry for my awful singing, but the entire beginning, like the first 30 to 50 seconds are just so full of energy. There's so much stuff going on. It's so much fun, especially vocally, because we have singing, screaming, shouting, yelling, I can't feel my legs. It's all supposed to be like a mess, but it works, it's cohesive. I love that. Then the verses, which are more poppy, something like that. Then the chorus happens, all of that stuff. I love this song with all of my heart. It's very repetitive, but every single section slaps. I love the vocals, and I remember that when the song was released, I don't think I've seen the lyrics back then, so instead of hearing "thank fuck that you're still alive," I was like, "You fat fuck, you're still alive." That's what I've heard for like 3 years, and I was, why is Rue so rude? Like, why are you name calling obese people? Like, what are you doing? And then I read the lyrics and I was like, oh, it's thank fuck. Okay, now I get it. So yeah, The Last Garrison, great track from beginning to the end. Also a fantastic music video, 11 out of 10. Never Let Go of the Microscope. This one has a fantastic opening, the intro. Tum, tum, tum. The electronic elements, it all slaps. This is one of the better songs by this band. I love the lyrics here. They're basically about Socrates and his philosophy, and the band says that it's wrong and it's important to always question everything, like search for the answers and be a better person, all of that stuff. Yeah, if you want to know more about the lyrics, there's like a deluxe edition of it, and it has an excerpt from every song where the band members talk about what this song is truly about. You can find it online without any problems, and it's very long, so if you're interested in that stuff, I would recommend checking it out. Still, Never Let Go of the Microscope, a fantastic song. I love how it changes at the end into more heavier stuff with a breakdown. No, let go. Yeah, all of that stuff is fun. I've got a sinking feeling. I've got a sinking feeling. That's my favorite part of the song because it's very melodic, and I feel like the guitar or the bassist has a small solo at that point. I am not sure who's playing that melody, but it's a fantastic one. 11 out of 10. Myopia is in my top 3 Enter Shikari songs of all time. It's also the best track on the record. It's about climate change and how basically corrupt politicians and world leaders do not care because fossil fuels make money and money is more important than the earth or anything else, right? So yeah, this is a massive diss track yet again at all of those bad people, and I love this song. I love the metaphors, like it's about the emperor. He sees the numbers and he screams. They're living in denial of science. They're happy to defile silence. I love that chorus because it's so heavy and so out of place, but in a good way, because the song starts very, very calm with a beautiful electronic melody. Then the very laid back vocals come in. They're so soothing and smooth. I'm beginning to get glimpses of what is called real life, he says, meaning misfortune, lost in myopia. That's the beginning, and then the verses happen, and the verses have like blast beats or like double bass work on the drums. Then again we get the pre-chorus, beginning to get glimpses but with different music underneath, and then we get like, as the emperor watches his numbers plummet, they hear him scream, and that's like the bridge to the main chorus, which is they're living in denial of science. I love that stuff. Then the entire thing repeats and the song ends, but what a journey it is. It has so many fun segments, like every single section is crafted so beautifully. It's basically perfection. I've heard this song hundreds if not thousands of times, and it never gets boring. Like, it's always such a fun ride, and singing this one is also so much fun. I wish it had a music video because it's about a serious topic which they do talk about on the previous records as well, like arguing with thermometers, I think, and then No Sleep Tonight on Common Dreads, and Mothership on the first record. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. Anyways, Myopia is 12 out of 10. Torn Apart is another highlight of this record. I love its very beautiful instrumental work. The electronic elements work so well with the rock and heavier instruments. It's all here. The vocal performance on this song is through the roof. There's more variation done in between population, something like that. And the chorus, sinking, I don't know where we get to shore again, sinking, we're surface through the waves. Love it, it's so beautiful. Rue's vocals on it are just one of a kind. I love the lyrics of this song. They're basically against racism and divides, because yeah, what's the difference if someone is white, yellow, or black, or green, or whatever the fuck? Like, it doesn't make you different at all. You're still a part of the same species, you're humans, so why do people need to fight about this? Like, I agree with this because there's so much negative stuff in the world, and like things that we should be actually fighting, you know, like inequality, class divides, or the fact that like 1% owns like 70% of wealth on the earth and other people are starving to death. But no, let's argue about the fact that I have different skin color and you have different skin color, so now we're enemies. So yeah, I don't like living in this universe or earth or whatever, but I'm still here just to suffer. So yeah, Torn Apart is a great song. I love everything about it. The final outro, I guess, it's like the chorus, but it's extended. I love that as well. Yeah, 11 out of 10. This song morphs into interlude, which is like the actual outro for the song. It's nothing special. I usually skip it, but it's fun, you know. It fits the record, but I don't know why it's here. So just 7 out of 10. The Bank of England is about capitalism and money, and how for many people money and the stock is the only important thing in the world. I love the more weirder nature of this song. It sounds weird, like it's so laid back. They blew up the Bank of England. Paper burned for days, yeah. And then at the end, the song like becomes very manic and very heavy. People screaming in the background, the paper burned for days. So yeah, it's interesting. I love the more laid back pre-chorus, you know. Tutum, tutum, didam, on the land. I don't remember the lyrics in that section, but it was so much fun. Yeah, it's a masterpiece once again. 10 out of 10. There's a Price on Your Head. It's a single with a music video which is animated. It's very funny, go check it out. This song sounds like a mix of old school System of a Down and the Dillinger Escape Plan. It sounds like that. The Dillinger guitar riffs with the overall vibe of System of a Down, especially when it comes to the vocals. I'm the gods, I'm the gods, I'm a holy gods, I'm a little gods. Yeah, there's a price on your head. We need structure, Mr. Reynolds. We need structure. Yeah. So this song is about, you know, the class divide, how you are born and basically you are already assigned to a class because you don't choose in which family you are born into, on which place on the earth. You can get into bad situation that way. But when you're born into a rich family, it takes a lot to stop being rich. And it also takes a lot to stop being poor. So that's what most people do not understand. You know how many times I've heard shitty people that are richer than me, like 100 times more, saying, yeah, just go and work. Go and work and you're going to be rich like me. Yeah, that's not how it works, man. Get better education. You do know that education is expensive, especially if you want a better education, and you cannot save for the education because you're trying to survive on the minimum wage, and that's what those people do not understand. It's like talking to a wall that doesn't understand how the world works, so it's very annoying. So yeah, so sorry for that private outburst, but it's annoying as hell. Anyways, There's a Price on Your Head is a fantastic song. I love it from beginning to the end. The guitar riffs, the vocals, the screaming, the growling, the shouting, yeah. It's fun, 11 out of 10. Dear Future Historians, this one is like a ballad with keyboard, then it builds up into more heavier song, I would say, at the end, but still, it's my least favorite thing on the record. I even prefer Interlude, because this one is like very long. It's supposed to be laid back but also in your face about creating art. True music, it's about love. The song is about love, and the vocals are actually great, because you can hear that this is a one take without any effects on the vocals. So I appreciate that, because I love when the vocals are real. I'm sure you do as well. I like it. So the vocal performance is fantastic, but the song overall is just good to me. Nothing special. Could have been more interesting. Yeah, that's my opinion. I've been listening to this song for 10 years, and it always works the least for me, you know, like it's not supposed to be on the album, but it's here and it's okay. 7 out of 10. And the final song on the Standard Edition, it's The Appeal and the Mindsweep Part 2. This one starts with the breakdown. Yeah, I am the Mindsweep, focus on me. So this is like the exact opposite of the intro, because in the intro the Minesweeper is a negative persona, you know. He's like about control and you cannot think freely. But here the good character is the Minesweeper, in the sense that he opens minds of other people around him, you know, to teach them and to make them free, basically. So that's the story here, and I do enjoy this track, but it's very chaotic in the sense that it has some some trumpets, some do. It becomes so happy at the end. It's like the opposite of the first one, and while I do enjoy it, I feel like it's inferior to the intro, which sounded like a call to arms bombastic, and this one is like, yeah, it's a party and the world is going to be saved, yeah. So it has that vibe to it, at least to me, you know. Maybe you feel it differently, but to me it sounds weird. I think at some point they sing the chorus to Sorry You're Not a Winner, so that's very funny. So yeah, that's it basically, 8 out of 10. Slipshot is a single with a music video. It's a B-side. It's featured on the Japanese edition with the other 3 B-sides, but also on the UK edition, I think. And this song, it's so funny. It's about the band. They went to some restaurant and there were many issues with the restaurant. You need to watch the music video, read the lyrics because they are hilarious, and it's hard to say if this song is actually about a restaurant and an outburst, or maybe it's about something more, because this band is like System of a Down. So yeah, chickens to pepperoni, pizza pie, blah, 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 blah. So this one feels like it might be yet again about society and the class divide, but I just like to pretend that it's just about the restaurant issue, you know, like, Rory, see, tell him, I've been waiting in line for 10 whole minutes, this is unacceptable, you're pushing me to my limits. He's like screaming, oh, don't scream, sir, this is a respected establishment. Oh, respected, yeah, you've got a nice vase right here, it'd be real shame if something happened to it. Oopsies, slip, shot, kick it, I love every single section of this song. The C word at the end was a icing on the cake. It's so funny. There's lipstick on my glass and it wasn't mine. And we can't believe in time. Your cook is a hidden and your veg ain't in season. It's so funny. The whole lyrical content is so funny. And the song slaps. It sounds like The Prodigy yet again, but with more heavier guitar riffs in the background. Yeah, it sounds like a little cousin to the songs The Feast and The Jester, because all 3 songs are basically very chaotic and they are about going to, it feels like to eat something, you know, eat some food and something bad happens. It sounds like that. Yeah, I love this one with all of my heart. Should have been a part of the standard release, but I do understand that it doesn't fit the concept maybe, because it seems too much like a joke, I would say, but still, it's so much fun, you know. It's a great banger. 11 out of 10. The Paddington Frisk, yet again, it's about divide and society and capitalism and all of that stuff. It's a very short song, it's like 80-90 seconds long. I love it because it's like a short burst of energy. It gives you what you want from this band, which is heavy song with and the breakdown at the end. As far as I can see, we've only just begun. The blech happens in this song, so yeah, 2 points for that, for the blech sound. Yeah, this is a banger. I love every single section of it, and it's not like the song is going to annoy you, because it's so short that you just blink and it's gone, and it's sad, but that breakdown at the end, the call out, all of that, it works. And the beginning is also fun. We get some of those old school electronic from the first record, which is also a nice touch. 10 out of 10. Rat Race, this is another crazy song that it sounds like half of it is like there's a price on your head, and the other half sounds like Radiate, the last song we're going to talk about. Yeah, it's fun. It has that chaotic guitar riff. They know what's best for us, and then the chorus happens. So override, in the center, something like that. I think that the bassist is singing most of the chorus, because it sounds like that at the beginning at least. This song is about a frantic and fast pace of modern life, and that the band is not enjoying that. I agree with that as well. I don't like when things are so fast. I don't like ADD people, you know, people that cannot focus and everything is like chaotic with them. I just rather be alone my entire life than, you know, spend time with someone like that, because it's so energy draining, you know. I rather just focus on one thing. Like right now I'm doing this review, and in my head I only have Enter Shikari, and that I have to talk about it, and that's it, and I'm happy in this moment, and I do every single thing in my life this way, you know. I play the guitar, I'm only focusing on that, then I'm doing this, then I'm doing that. I never do 3 or 5 things at once, because if you do many things at once, all of them will, you know, come out crappy, like shitty, and I don't want that. And I've noticed that the older I am, the more people around me cannot do this, like focus on one thing, they just become chaotic. It's hard to hold a conversation with someone that is like changing the subject, the topic every 3 seconds. I'm like, I am so tired of that, and you start to feel like, am I the problem? Maybe I'm the weird one, because I can focus and they cannot. So again, sorry for that private outburst, but that's what this song reminds me of, you know, like everything is so fast and people just cannot focus on anything. I love the bridge section in this song, because the guitar riffs sound like that old school nu metal, alternative metal music, you know. There's a lot of emotional resonance in that part, you know. The screaming, and then whoa, oh, whoa, oh. That's that part. So yeah, it's fantastic. This song is beautiful. I cannot find anything wrong with it. 10 out of 10. And the final track, Radiate. This one is like about censorship and like people trying to silence you or make you write songs that aren't about the topics we want to talk about. I love that this song yet again combines 2 words, like the electronic one with yeah, kick it to release our expression is to but I love the middle part of the track, which is like something is from falling apart. We write songs in the dark, and from fading away, we write for a better day. This tale of anguish, eruption of the soul, to radiate and scatter and comfort, to scatter our thoughts, to splatter our spirits, a version of fire to the all we transmitted. So from keeping us from falling apart, we write songs in the dark, and for sign for falling away, we write for a better day. I love that section. It's like a chorus and the bridge. That's what I've just sang you, or tried to sing, because I cannot sing. So yeah, I love it so much. It's so melodic, it stays in your head, it's one of a kind. I love this one so much, and it pisses me off that it's not part of the actual track list, like it's only a B-side, because this song deserves more. That's what I think about it. 11 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable and the flow is fitting, repeatability, yeah, it's a masterpiece. I love this record from beginning to the end. Every single song here has a meaning, it's very different from each other, like every single track is special in some way. The highlights for me are Myopia, Torn Apart, Never Let Go of the Microscope, The Last Garrison, The Appeal and the Mindsweep Part 1, the third song, which I cannot pronounce right now, The Bank of England, There's a Price on Your Head, and also the B-side, Slipshot, Radiate, The Padding on Frisk, and Rat Race. If it were up to me, the track list would be slightly different. Like this, I think that this would benefit the entire record, the flow would be better. Just 13 songs, you know. Yeah, this is my second favorite Enter Shikari record after A Flash Flood of Colors. It has a very distinct vibe to it, and it sounds completely different from their entire discography, while it also sounds like them. It's hard to explain it, like, you know it's Enter Shikari, but there is something different about them this time, and it annoys me that we cannot hear the other B-sides. I want more songs from those sessions. I don't want to hear The Spark, I want to hear B-sides from the Mindsweep. Don't get me wrong, The Spark is an okay record, it has some great songs, but it was very disappointing after the Mindsweep. And the Mindsweep, well, it was the most anticipated record for me back in 2014, and it did not disappoint. While it's not on the same level as A Flash Flood of Color, it's very, 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 very close to me, and I will always cherish it. So that's all from me. Celebrate your anniversary by spinning this record today, it deserves your love and attention. If you've enjoyed this review, give it a like, subscribe, follow me on my Instagram, links in the description. If you want, support me on my Patreon page or YouTube membership, so I can make more videos like this one. And also, write down in the comments what do you think about this band and the Mindsweep, what are your favorite songs, do you love it, do you hate it, I would love to hear from you. That's all, I will see you next time, bye!